What is up, my fellow munchies? It's your boy Mo here, and today I cannot believe I'm about to venture into a realm I've never ventured into. My friend Hannah hit me up and said, hey, you should try out this cake. And the cake has an unusual ingredient that you would never expect to use in a cake dish. And that is... Y'all must be feeling real special right now, seeing a black screen wondering, hey, why don't I get to see what the special ingredient is? Well, y'all gotta wait till after the intro. So let's hit it!
Are you ready? Are you sure? Okay, the secret formula.
Campbell's tomato soup. So after looking at the video and being shocked completely as to why this blasphemy is even in cake, I hit y'all up and a lot of y'all said, hell yes, let's do it. So guess what? Today, we're about to try to make this cake using the same directions and ingredients as listed below. Let's see what's involved. What we're gonna need for this weird cake: all-purpose flour, salt, baking soda, baking powder, cinnamon, butter, eggs, and the star of the show, tomato soup, sugar, and then for the icing, butter, powdered sugar, cream cheese. All right, my fellow munchies, we're gonna start off with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Next up, 1.5 cups of sugar. Now you're gonna add 4 teaspoons of baking powder. Next up, 4 teaspoons of cinnamon. You're gonna hit it with 1/4 of a teaspoon of kosher salt. We're gonna take 1 teaspoon of baking soda, throw that in this beautiful cake mixture, and now, time to whisk. You do want to make sure that everything is mixed until well incorporated. You do want to kind of create a little well at the bottom. I guess it's really not working that well. No pun intended. Take your can of wonderful Campbell's tomato soup. I feel like I'm gonna regret my whole life doing this. Dump it in. It says there's 6 tomatoes in here. I don't really see it. Let's do a little taste test. It's not really that good. I would not recommend that. Throw in your 2 eggs. Got your 1/4 cup of water. I know it didn't look like there was anything in there, but it's that invisible stuff. And last but not least, 1/2 stick of melted butter. Time to mix this unusual concoction. My fellow munchies, if I die, just know that I do all of this for you. Make sure you get it well incorporated. This does not look that appetizing either. It doesn't even smell that appetizing.
It just smells like a tomato.
It really does. All right, guys. Before we throw it in our pan, let's do a raw taste test. It honestly just smells like tomato soup. Shop for Snacks says that it smells a little bit like carrot cake. I don't see it, but bottoms up.
Not you don't see it, you don't smell it.
ESL lesson for the day. It's okay. It does have that tomatoey taste, which is kind of off-putting.
I want to try.
Yeah, try it.
It tastes like carrot cake, but I do get a hint of tomato-ish.
Tomato-ish. Now, who's got the ESL lesson today, me or you?
That's the real question.
Next up, we're gonna get a greased pan.
Wow.
Greased pan, donut spatula. Make sure we get our mixture on in there. Get this cake on in here. God, this thing is thick. Like 7 C's. Guys, as I'm dumping this in here, that tomato soup smell is really hitting me like a ton of bricks.
He's allowing Mike Tyson to trap him in the corner.
Let's see what it is gonna smell like after it's cooked. I really hope not like tomato soup. All right, my fellow munchies, here's the cake. You'll preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Throw it in for about 30 minutes. All right, my fellow munchies. So I know there's a hole in the middle of the cake. I made a mistake, ran out of toothpicks and used a fork. Yeah, not my brightest moment here. So, I'm gonna take this, throw it on the cooling rack. Just give me 1 second, I need to get a knife. All right, got our knife. Handy dandy hand protector. Make sure that this thing is not stuck anywhere on the pan.
Smells good.
It actually does. I don't smell the tomato-ness anymore. And let's just do a quick flip.
Found it.
All right, we beat it. I can't even pick this up. Okay, guys, don't try this at home. Hot.
Yeah, there would have been an easier way if you just used a knife.
Yeah, that's a... Guys, baking is definitely not my strong suit. So we're gonna let this cool. In the meantime, we're about to make the frosting. All right, guys, one more thing. I did put it at the temperature. I had to put it in for 30 minutes because I didn't do 2 trays like the recipe asked for. I don't have 2 trays that are the same size, and I didn't feel like doing a tiered cake. So this is what we got. So the person who created this recipe, Erin, or who tried this out on the video that I saw on FaceSpace, said she made a cream cheese icing but didn't give the ingredients. The next best thing, because I do want to give this cake a fighting chance. Bon appetit. I got y'all recipe out here. Sponsor me. But I got that recipe for a cream cheese icing. It's gonna help the cake or hurt it. We have no idea, but we're gonna find out. First of all, I just want to get the salt out of the way. So you're gonna have 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 cups of powdered sugar, 6 tablespoons of room temperature butter. I'm gonna get 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Oh yeah. And last but not least, some room temperature Philadelphia cream cheese. Because obviously you can't have cream cheese icing without the cream cheese. We're just gonna break it up, make it easier for mixing purposes. We got all of our ingredients. Let's start it up. Oh. And get powdered sugar everywhere. So obviously I discovered I definitely need a bigger bowl, but ultimately it did come together. It did have some lumps because I didn't really follow the directions. Remember, baking is definitely not my strong suit. Make sure every so often you scrape down the sides. This isn't a KitchenAid and anything. So we gotta make sure we're going back to basics. You're gonna keep mixing this with a stand mixer for about 2 minutes until it becomes smooth. Unfortunately, because I didn't follow all the directions per se, you do have a couple of lumps at the end, but who's here to judge? Not me. All right, my fellow munchies, this is the consistency you're looking for. Unfortunately, I do have some clumps in here. I blame Erin, but now we just gotta let the cake cool and then we'll ice it up. All right, it's frosting time. So we're just gonna take a whole bunch of this, throw it on here. We wanna make sure that there's no blemishes that still remain. Bon appetit. Look, if you don't sponsor me because I didn't follow your constructions, I can understand, but maybe next time. Shout out to my subscriber Mohi. I know you're watching this and you're looking forward to how this is gonna come out. I appreciate your support, brother. If you need me to ship you some of this cake, just let me know. I'll ship it over to you.
2,000 years later.
All right, this cake is iced up, cooled down, and it's ready to slice. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm nervous. As you can see, this is definitely not the most aesthetically pleasing, but this is why I'm not in the cake business. Let's get us a slice. All right, guys. Here's the cross section. We got a nice little cross section right here. So I'm not gonna lie, when this cake came out, it did smell like a carrot cake. I didn't smell any more of that tomato-y smell, and it actually didn't smell too bad. So I hope it tastes as good as it smells. So it seems like it could be a little moist. It is crumbly, but only one.
It's fine, it's fine.
All right. Only one way to find out if it's truly good. Bottoms up. Okay. I'm pretty impressed, but let's just get a little piece of the cake. Let's just get a little piece of the cake out here, no icing, to get the full effect of this. Okay. So overall, the cake is not dry at all. Flavor, pretty good. I was definitely hesitant about this tomato soup, kind of giving it that like tomato-y aftertaste, but I don't taste it now. You do smell it throughout the entire like whipping it up process, but once it goes in the oven, pretty much that smell goes away. I definitely had my doubts. It's time for Shopper Snacks to try it out so you get a second opinion. There you go. tell y'all guys, baking is not my strong suit at all. So I'm kind of glad the house didn't burn down during this process.
It's actually not bad at all. Like, it really tastes like carrot cake.
Y'all heard it from her, folks. Carrot cake, like a spice cake. I definitely agree with the video. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with this recipe because it's really not that hard to make. Now, my only thing is, make sure that you get like a really good icing recipe for this. It does help elevate the cake, but I'm pretty impressed with this. I did not expect it. Here you are surprising me out there, the world of the internet. All right, my fellow munchies, what else should I do? What else should I make? I want y'all to let me know. Tag me in the comment below with some crazy recipes. Doesn't matter. Even a recipe you just want me to try out, and I'll make it. All right, my fellow munchies, I appreciate y'all coming out here to support me, going out tagging me in this recipe. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe, tap that bell. Whatever you do will really help my channel grow. And as always, until next time, munch on. This icing did not do that well with this cake. As y'all see, this cake isn't really the most beautiful thing.
They can't see, they don't see the top.
Oh.